Hey guys, Eric here from Throwback Studios. I really wanted to talk about the on-screen romance of Storm and Wolverine. Now I know you guys all have your favorite couples in the Marvel Universe that you love to see, whether it be Cyclops and Jean Grey, or Colossus and Kitty Pryde, or Gambit and Rogue. My personal favorite has always been Storm and Wolverine because it's one of those relationships to me where they never really go full on, but it's always been kind of hinted. And I also think they would make a great couple is because Wolverine snaps at everybody. Like he doesn't care who he's talking about, man or woman, you're gonna get it. Storm, he rarely snaps on because Storm will check you in a minute, and Wolverine knows that. And usually when those two go back and forth, Storm usually gets the last word between those two. So watching the 90s animated series, and I would always loved every scene that Storm and Wolverine share together because it's always important. They are never in any crappy scenes together. They made this episode called One Man's Worth, where it was about Storm and Wolverine and what would happen in an alternate universe if they were married and they were in love, and they had to basically make a decision because, you know, there was an assassination of Professor Xavier, and if they prevented that assassination, it would go back to the normal timeline where they wouldn't be married. So that episode has always had a special place in my heart because the fact that that was the only thing at that time that actually had them as a solidified couple. And I loved it so much that I actually made a fan film called One Man's Worth, where Storm and Wolverine are married. And it's basically very similar to the cartoon, and I just had a lot of fun making it. If we move on to the movies, Storm and Wolverine didn't really have a romantic connection in the 2000s X-Men, but even if you moved on, I mean, she kind of calmed him down right before he opened up the door and talked to Senator Kelly. But even in the second X-Men film, Storm was still the only person that Wolverine really didn't snap at. I even think Wolverine even caught little attitudes with Jean Grey, if I'm not mistaken, but he never had attitude with Storm because he knows that he loves Storm. And then of course in X-Men The Last Stand, it was like, okay, so now this movie is about these two, and they've had their moments where they're locking eyes with each other. So then you have interviews that have came out, you know, whether they were promoting Days of Future Past or X-Men The Last Stand, and Hugh Jackman will always say Storm is his favorite. He'll be with Storm, just everything Storm. And I'm like, yes, Hugh Jackman, the actor, the real life Wolverine, also has a fascination with Storm. Even Halle Berry would give him nicknames like Huey Dewey.
I just saw it in People magazine today, and I thought, oh my God, what happened to Huey Dewey?
Which is, you know, a little romantic banter between the two. And then we come to Days of Future Past, where if you look at a deleted scene, they actually share a kiss with each other. Which I love. I was like, oh my gosh, why couldn't they have kept that scene in the movie? I understand why, because that whole scene with the, you know, 9 people in one shot was like, okay, this is a little crowded. They all walked into that little part, said one line, then bounced. So I kind of wish they shot it a little differently, so we at least could have gotten that. I recently just did an interview with Hugh Jackman myself, and you can check that interview out, but basically his answer came down to Storm. He would love to do basically another movie where it would have just been him and Storm. And I know for a fact if Storm was in that Logan film, they probably would have had some kind of romantic thing going on, and I was really hoping to have saw that. Just tell me what you guys think. Do you guys want to see the new version of Storm possibly hook up or get married, have a relationship with the new Wolverine, or do you think Wolverine is perfect in his love triangle with Cyclops and Jean Grey? Let me know your comments and thoughts below, and if you want to hear more, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.